75% of IT organizations will face one or more ransomware threats by 2025. Here's a typical example of vulnerability attack. I have a cloud workload in EC2. It's exposed to the internet. Most of us have those, and it has an exploitable vulnerability in it. It could be 0-day, it may not be. So this vulnerability is exploited, and the bad guy drops a payload on an EBS volume or on some persistent storage. So these guys are pretty smart now. So this thing will just sit there dormant. It'll hang out. The average dwell time is 72 days. So that data now is replicated. It's in your pipeline now. It gets backed up. Now all of a sudden I have multiple copies of this threat sitting in my infrastructure. Now snapshots in Amazon are opaque. So you don't really know what's going on. You don't have visibility inside of that snapshot. So right now the snapshot's replicated, backed up, and I have these copies. So the problem here is, and typically in Amazon, the retention periods are more like 7 to 30, 35 days long. With a dwell time of 72 days, you can see the problem now. My retention overruns my recovery points, and now I end up with all infected recovery points. So the best case scenario in this situation is when I try to do a recovery here is that it'll be a manual process and it'll be time consuming. So I have to figure out how to restore this to a sandbox, surgically figure out what's corrupted and try to get my data back. Most likely, however, it's going to be lost data and long downtime. And that's the box you don't want to be in. AWS Backup and Elastio can help to avoid this problem.